As the orc approached him, Bichir swung his sword with lightning speed, cutting off the orc's arm in a swift motion. The audience, as well as the orc, were shocked by Bichir's sudden display of strength. But Bichir didn't waste any time and quickly swung his sword again, cutting off the orc's leg cleanly. The orc fell to the ground, growling in pain. Bichir, on the other hand, remained composed and analyzed the situation. He realized that the orc must be surprised that it was bleeding for the first time and that its distinctive skill, high-speed regeneration, won't activate either. Bichir knew that C-class monsters won't be able to stop the hemorrhage caused by a B-class hellhound. The audience was in disbelief at what they had just witnessed. They couldn't believe that an 8-year-old could be that strong. Some wondered if it was even possible to do that without collecting mana. Bichir looked at Hugo, but the latter's face remained calm and collected, and no expression could be seen on his face. Bichir knew that Hugo was still trying to determine what he had learned inside the library, and decided to show him what he wanted to see. Suddenly, Hugo's eyes began to glow, and the head butler exclaimed in shock, questioning if that was Aura Blade. Bichir's sword began to glow with a bright red light as he charged towards the orc, who was attempting to stand up. With a swift strike, the Aura Blade sliced through the air and blasted off the orc's head. Hugo, who was seated on a nearby chair, couldn't believe what he had just witnessed. The head butler immediately recognized the glow emanating from Bichir's sword as the aura of a low-class sword expert. He congratulated Hugo, exclaiming that they had just witnessed the birth of a genius, and that there would never be another like him in all the families of the Empire. However, Hugo's attention was drawn to the orc's blood, which continued to flow despite its reputation for rapid regeneration. He told the head butler that Bichir had only won because the orc was weak. But just then, Bichir's voice reached Hugo's ears, and he turned to face his son. With an innocent smile on his face, Bichir asked, "Is there anything stronger than this orc?" The audience, filled with young hounds, was surprised when Bichir requested a new and stronger opponent. Bichir had his own motivations for wanting to face a stronger opponent. He hoped to impress his father, Hugo, and demonstrate his progress in front of the audience. He believed that by doing so, he could be acknowledged and possibly separated from his father, like being dispatched to a remote area or admitted to an academy. Hugo, who was watching from the sidelines, commented that the orcs he had brought in from afar were not enough to satisfy his son's hunger. He agreed with Bichir and suggested that he should be facing more challenging opponents at his age. He turned to his head butler and asked him if there was a creature they had captured during a barbarian raid for experimentation. The head butler confirmed that there was just one creature left, and Hugo ordered for it to be brought in. Bichir and the audience were surprised as they watched a troll being led into the arena. Bichir stood in the arena, facing a fearsome troll that was twice his size. Bichir asked for Hugo approval to start the fight, and as Hugo gave his approval, the troll's chains were released, and it lunged at Bichir with a powerful punch. But Bichir was quick and agile, and he managed to dodge the attack with ease. He swiftly moved behind the troll, taking advantage of its momentary confusion. In the audience, someone exclaimed that this was the perfect moment to attack and questioned why did Bichir missed it. Hugo on the other hand nodded and explained that trolls had excellent regenerative power, so only fatal attacks were worth it. And that's why a plan was needed in order to hunt a troll. As the troll charged towards Bichir, he gracefully dodged each of its attacks with ease. The audience watched in amazement as they saw Bichir evading the troll's attacks effortlessly. However, they couldn't help but wonder why Bichir wasn't fighting back. They speculated that maybe he was trying to tire the troll out or that he was a genius who had a plan up his sleeve. After a while, Bichir realized that the fight was becoming tedious and decided to take action. He knew that if he used his full strength, he could easily kill the troll, but that would put him in a tough spot. He needed to make it seem plausible, and so he decided to use the troll's power against it. As the troll attacked again, Bichir seized the opportunity and swiftly attacked its arm, almost detaching it from the troll's shoulder. The audience gasped in amazement as they saw Bichir's quick and decisive move. They thought he had slayed the troll, but they soon realized that it would recover in an instant unless the wound was fatal. The troll's wounds began to heal at an alarming rate. Bichir realized that the only way to kill it was with Beelzebub's hemorrhage skill. However, he also knew that using such a technique would be meaningless. Hugo advised Bichir to stop before things got out of hand, but Bichir ignored the advice and replied that he was almost done. He continued and told that he was near an epiphany, and if he could not kill Troll with his next attack he will give up. As the troll growled menacingly at Bichir, he couldn't help but ponder over how much of his true power he should reveal. He knew that he had already decided on an answer. He wanted to show a scenario where he had leveled up from an epiphany during the fight. However, he was also curious to see how Hugo would react to this. His sword glowed red as he prepared for a powerful attack. As his sword struck the troll's head, it was cleanly sliced off without any resistance. Everyone, including the head butler in the audience, was shocked by what they had just witnessed. It was unprecedented for an 8-year-old to achieve the second technique of the Baskerville Clan, which was normally attained at 18 years of age. Vichir was overjoyed by his victory and had an innocent smile on his face as he declared that he had done it. However, Hugo was left in shock and couldn't believe what he had just seen.